Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I want to welcome you to our weekly live. I am Lisa DeToffel, the Chief Cheerleader and owner of Relationship Connections Facebook group and Relationship Connections Referral Network. Also, Tiger Eye Solution, an expert virtual assistant business that supports speakers, coaches. I want to welcome you today to our weekly live, and we're going to be talking about delegating. But before we get to that, I want to share a few other things with you first. If you are new to our community, I would love to welcome you to Relationships Connections. If you are not a part of the Facebook group, it is a free Facebook group, Relationship Connections for all professionals. Jump on over to Facebook and join the group. I share a lot of good stuff in there. And of course, this live is also in there once a week. And we'd love to have you. So this group is a networking group, and I do have some notes here in case you see me looking down or around a little bit. I do have some notes. So it is a networking community, and I invite you to do that. Network with each other. There's so many professionals that's a part of this group. We almost have over 300 professionals that are members of this particular Facebook group. Reach out to each other. Introduce yourself. Ask them if they're interested in having a coffee chat with you to learn more about each other and each other's business. You never know how you might could help each other or benefit from being connected. So reach out and network with each other and learn more about each other and help grow your business, right? Okay. So I also want to invite you to the Relationship Connections Referral Network bi-monthly meetings and once a month gathering and trainings. What this is the network itself is a paid network. It is $47 a month to be a member or $525 annually to be a member. But you can come visit our bi-monthly meetings twice for free. Come check us out, see what we're all about, and see if we're a good fit for you. Now, the gathering and training meetings are once a month. And what this is just your regular networking, and then we have a guest speaker come speak to us and kind of train or teach us about what it is they do within their business. And I am looking for guest speakers if you're interested in being a guest speaker for one of our gathering and training meetings. Our next gathering and training is next Tuesday, March 29th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I would love to invite you to come to the gathering and training. We're going to have an awesome speaker come speak to us, and it's an opportunity to network as well. Now, our bi-monthly meetings happen the first and third Tuesday of every month. So our next bi-monthly meeting will be April 5th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And as I said before, you can come visit our bi-monthly meetings twice for free before you make your decision if you would like to join, if our network is a good fit for you. So please come visit us, check us out, see what we're all about. We would love to have you. And the gathering and trainings are free. You can come anytime to those. And as I said before, I am looking for speakers. So if you're interested in coming and attending the gathering and training and be a speaker and kind of talk to us or present your business and what you do to us, we would love to have you. Just send me a private message or an email and we can get that set up. The bi-monthly meetings usually last about an hour, and the gathering and trainings can last up to an hour and a half, just depending on how many people we actually have attend that meeting. So again, come visit. Our bi-monthly meetings are on the first and third Tuesday of every month at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And our gathering and trainings are once a month, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, usually the very last week of the month. And our next one is March 29th, next week at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. That's our gathering and training. Our next bi-monthly meeting is April 5th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And we would love to have you. Okay. Let's jump in. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself first. I'm going to share my screen. There we go. This was me about 4 years ago. Prior to starting my first business, which was Tiger Eye Solution, I was a preschool teacher, and I worked in the classroom with little ones like you see here in this picture. I worked as a teacher with all different ages for over 25 years. So educating and serving is something I'm passionate about and something I have been doing for decades. As I served and taught those children in that classroom, the various different classrooms that I was a part of and the various different ages that I worked with, helped me to understand the importance of relationships, because I did have to build relationships with those children because they needed to trust me in order to be able to learn what I was trying to teach them. Now, this is a picture of the actual last classroom I was a part of prior to starting my first business, Tiger Eye Solution. And if you've never actually worked with children, it is just as rewarding as having your own business, because you're going to learn just as much from a child as they're going to learn from you. So moving forward, and I started my first business, Tiger Eye Solution. I did go through a training process where I became certified. So I'm a certified virtual expert in my area of specialization. I do also have a team for my Tiger Eye Solution business, and we are all certified virtual experts in our area of specialization. So what I specialize in is different from what each of my team members specialize in. I did create my business back in 2018, Tiger Eye Solution. And then I have moved forward and also created just last year in 2021, Relationship Connections Referral Network and Relationship Connections Facebook group. Last year is also when I actually built my team for Tiger Eye Solution. So prior to last year, I was a solo professional running my virtual assistant business, just me, which was awesome. And I loved doing it. But I learned that as you evolve and your business grows, you need help. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more in just a little bit. Then, like I said, last year, I created and launched Relationship Connections Referral Network. It is still in the beginning stages. We are growing. And like I said earlier, we invite you to come be a part of us, and start your networking efforts if you have not done so already. Now, also, I want to share with you my why I became an entrepreneur in the first place. And that's these people right here. This is my family. My husband, Jeff. I have 3 children, Caleb, Matthew, and Alyssa. Caleb is married. His wife is Abby. He is a firefighter. Abby is a special eds teacher at a local high school here in our area. Matthew, a middle child, graduated college last year in 2021. And Alyssa, the baby, who is the only one still living at home, just started high school back in August. So this is my why. And I'm sure each and every one of you, if you're a professional business owner, entrepreneur, has a why. And that is the reason why you get up and do what you do every single day. Because this is my reason why I get up and do what I do every single day. Why I help the clients that I help and work with the clients I work with. And build those relationships with all those that I build relationships with. Oops. Now I have a different set of slides I want to share with you for our topic today. Delegation is going to be our topic. And like I said, I do have some notes here. But, I wanted to shift gears a little bit today. Most of the topics I've talked about in the past have been around networking, and all those topics are good and very important. But as professionals, all of us that are professionals, business owners, entrepreneurs, this can also be a very important thing to know about and learn about. Because if you are a professional or a business owner, you need to realize that, there is a lot of things that go into being a business owner. Yes, you have a specific niche area, one thing that you really enjoy doing. For me, that's relationship management and follow-up. That's my specialty area. Now, other people may have other niches, other areas that they enjoy or other things they enjoy doing within their business. But there's going to be a lot of things in your business that have to be done that you're not going to enjoy doing. Those specific tasks or specific things is something that you could delegate to an assistant. Okay. So we're going to go over why delegation matters in your business. Okay. Letting go of certain tasks that you need done to ensure that your business is running smoothly can be challenging. And I'm sure most of us have experienced that. However, there are several advantages to delegating responsibilities for your business. Delegation helps reduce your workload and fosters an environment that encourages open communication, trust, and collaboration. Successful delegation allows you to hand over tasks to others whose skills are better aligned to accomplish that specific task. Just like I shared, my specialization area is relationship management and follow-up. That may not be something that you're good at, especially the follow-up piece. Because I know a lot of professionals that just kind of push follow-up to the side and it never gets done. You're losing money by doing that, okay? So by passing off tasks allows you time to reflect, develop strategies, and prepare for what is ahead. Focus on what you do best and preparing to move forward doing that specific thing that you do best and that you enjoy doing, okay? So why is it important to delegate? As a leader, business owner, delegating is important because you can't and shouldn't do everything yourself. Delegating empowers your team, your business. It builds trust and assists with professional development. If you're focusing on all these repetitive things that go on in, say, the backside of your business, then you're losing time of where you could be focusing more on what you do love to do and the specific reason you started your business in the first place, okay? When to delegate. Delegation is a win-win when done appropriately. However, that does not mean that you can delegate just anything. To determine when delegation is appropriate, there are a few key questions you should ask yourself. Is there someone else who can or who has the necessary information or expertise to complete this task? Essentially, this task could be handed off to someone else to do, but if it's a critical task, then you may have to do it yourself. Something that only you can do, only the business owner can do, okay? Is this a task that will reoccur in a similar form in the future? There's a repetitive task, all that back-end stuff that you really don't enjoy doing. It has to be done because you have a business, but you may or may not necessarily enjoy doing it. Make a list of those tasks, and then you can start delegating them one at a time, okay? Do you have enough time to delegate tasks effectively? You must be available for adequate training if needed, for questions and answers, for opportunities to check the work, and for rework if necessary. When you are delegating, you want to make sure that you have all the instructions. SOPs is a very good way to do this. And if you don't know what that is, that's standard operating procedures. So when you're getting ready to delegate a specific task, if you already have an SOP created for that task, you can hand that task and the SOP off to an assistant and they can go do it for you. If you don't have SOPs in place and you would like to get some created, we need to talk because we can help you with that. If the task, is this a task I should delegate? Tasks critically for long-term success generally do need your attention. There again, those are those specific tasks that only you can do within your business because you have a specific kind of business. So only you can do those. I mean, again, If you would like assistance, if it's a specific project or something, of course, you could hand part of the project off to an assistant, and that's perfectly fine. But of course, an SOP would need created, or training may need to be involved, depending upon what it is. If you can answer yes to at least some of these questions, then it could be worth delegating the task. You have to ask these questions for each specific task. Remember, I told you to make a list of those tasks? Okay, after you make that list, you go back and you ask these specific questions for each one of those tasks that you've listed. Okay? All right. If you can answer yes to at least some of these questions, then it could be worth delegating that specific task. You also need to consider to whom you will delegate the task and how you will do it. There's different kind of assistants out there. So there again, you need to do your homework, pick the specific task you're wanting to hand off or you're wanting to delegate, and then you go find the specific perfect assistant for those specific tasks. If you have questions about that, I'm happy to have a conversation with you and maybe answer your questions and be more specific about that if you're interested in learning more about delegating. So here are a few effective tips for delegation. Analyze your tasks. There again, make a list of the tasks that you might be considering handing off. Selecting the ones to delegate. Some of them you might enjoy doing, so keep those for yourself and you do them yourself. Define the task. Create that SOP for that specific task before you hand it off to somebody. Especially if you want the task done the exact same way that you do it. That's definitely where SOP would come in handy. Because as you do that specific task, you can make those notes. I do this way. I do this way. And that's kind of how you create an SOP. So if you have questions about SOPs, you can also reach out to me, and I'm happy to have a conversation with you about that as well. Provide support. Make sure when the assistant is doing these tasks that you're supporting them effectively, especially in the very beginning stages. Now, if you work together for a long duration, then of course the assistant will get used to doing that specific task, and support or it may not be as needed if it's long term. You want to monitor and review as well. There again, you want to make sure they're letting you see that work before it's completed or after it's completed, for you to review it to make sure it's done the way you want it done. If you have questions, or if they need to go back and maybe tweak a few things or change a few things, let them know that in a professional manner, of course. And be understanding, and especially as you're first getting started with that assistant, because that assistant is going to be learning you and your business. So during that process, a lot of understanding between both parties needs to be there. Okay. All right. Types of tasks that you could delegate. Client communication. If you send emails out on a regular basis, someone could do that for you. Monthly reports. Project assistance. If you have a specific project you're working on and there's certain pieces of it that someone else could do for you, then hand those pieces off to an assistant and let them do it for you. Social media. This one's a big one, guys. I'm going to stop right here for a second, because if we're professionals, if we're business owners, of course we're on social media somewhere. All of us may not be on the exact same platforms. And if you're viewing this today, you're on social media, because the weekly live goes out in 3 different places, and it's all social media. So if you're on social media and it's not something you enjoy doing, creating those posts, creating the graphics that goes with the post, all the different things that goes with social media and, posting on social media, let's have a conversation, because there are people that specialize in social media. This is a task I've handed off myself, and I am beyond grateful for my assistant that does my social media for me. Because before I handed that off, oh my goodness, it took me forever to create every single post, and plus the graphic to go with it. It is time consuming. I get it. I totally get it. It is very time consuming. So if this is a specific task that you don't necessarily enjoy, but you know you need to do, and you do, if you're a professional or a business owner, you definitely need to be on social media on a consistent basis, daily even. You can pick how many times a day or whatever you put posts out there, and that depends on your business too, but daily for sure. But if this is something you don't enjoy doing, let's have a conversation. Because like I said, this is a task I've handed off already to an assistant to where I don't have to deal with it anymore, but it's still getting done. And I'm so, so grateful that I chose to hand that task off. And of course, there's more. There's more tasks that you can definitely hand off or delegate. Here are the top 3 tasks that you could delegate. Tasks that don't require your expertise. Tasks that are routine, but a priority. Social media is one of those tasks. Reports could be another one. Weekly emails maybe that you send out to clients, that could be another one. Okay. And tasks that you don't like to do. Like I said earlier, as professionals, as business owners, there are specific tasks that have to be done. Whether we like doing them or don't like doing them, there are specific tasks that have to be done if we are entrepreneurs or own a business. So if there are some of those tasks you don't like doing, you don't have to do them. Delegate them to an assistant, okay? So by delegating, you are giving yourself the gift of time. By automating and delegating, you can double your time, thus increasing productivity and accomplishments. Value your time so you can spend time doing what you value, right? If you're spending all your time doing all these tasks that you could really care less to be doing, but you know you have to do them because it's part of the business, you could be taking that time to do more productive things for your business or bringing in more clientele for your business and letting all those tedious things that you could care less to do get done by someone else. Just like social media for me. It's not that I cared less to do it. It's just it was so time consuming for me. It really took a lot of my time to get all the social media put together and scheduled to go out on certain dates at certain times and all that good stuff. I don't have to do that anymore. And that frees up my time to do other things that I do need to do. So if you have any questions about delegating, have questions about Relationship Connections Referral Network, please reach out to me. I'll be happy to have a conversation with you. If you have questions about specific tasks that you may or may not know if it's a good task to delegate, I'll be happy to have a conversation with you about that too and help you figure out if that is a good task for you to delegate. Like I said, all of us are different. All of our businesses are different. So specific tasks that I may delegate may not be the same task that would be good for you to delegate. It depends upon you and your business. Okay. So again, if you have any questions, reach out. Let's have a conversation. Have a great week and a great weekend, and I'll see you again next Thursday.